Hi everyone, I'm Andrea. So ever since I was young, my parents were always teaching me how to be financially responsible. And this wasn't because they were like some financial advisors or because they were high income earners. No, it was because we were a low income family, so learning to manage money properly was very crucial, and my parents just really wanted me to understand that. And as I've gotten older and I continue to improve on managing my finances, I've realized that there are certain money habits that differentiate a person who is smart with their money versus a person who is not so smart with their money. And that's why today I'm going to share with you guys 8 money habits that are preventing you from making the most out of your money and being financially responsible. Number 1, you're saving but not enough. You're not being financially responsible if you're only saving a small percentage of your income when you know you can save more. Very rarely do people have enough money saved up for emergencies or big purchases that they want to make later down the road. You guys, for the average individual, there is no such thing as having too much in savings. Saving as much as you can should always be a priority, especially if you're not financially stable or you're not earning a high income. So please take a look at how much money you're saving now and see if there's room to increase it. Number 2, only making minimum payments on debts. So some of us can only afford to make the minimum payment on a debt, but there's also a lot of us who do have room to make a larger payments towards our debts, but we're not doing it. And why are we not doing it? 1, it's out of fear. We just don't want to see the money come out of our bank account. Or 2, it's because we just don't know better. We don't realize that only making the minimum payments towards our debt is actually more costly in the long run. You guys, interest charges accumulate very quickly, especially when you have a high interest rate. And before you even know it, you'll end up paying so much more for something than you originally planned for. Whenever you have the opportunity to pay off the debt, do it. Don't get comfortable with just paying the minimum payment. Only resort to making minimum payments when you absolutely have to, it makes sense financially for you, or if it's profitable. Number 3, financing when you don't need to. So nowadays you can basically finance anything you want, and in a lot of cases you will get a 0% APR. And this is leading people to finance all kinds of non-essentials like a new TV, a new iPhone, shoes, you know, a bunch of stuff that they do not need. And what people don't understand is that just because you're getting a 0% APR or a very low interest rate, it still doesn't justify you financing things that you do not need. At the end of the day, money is still being spent. Keep in mind that there is always a catch with these no interest financing. If you miss a payment on one of these, it is very likely that a high interest rate will be applied to the whole payment period that will double or even in some cases triple the initial cost of the item that you financed. Your best bet is to avoid financing non-essentials at all costs. Always pay them in full. If you can't afford to pay them in full, you probably shouldn't be buying them. Also, when you pay things in full, you tend to be more mindful of your purchases. My advice is to only resort to financing when you're making a big purchase like a home, a car, or when you have a plan to profit from it. Number 4, expensive hobbies and habits. A lot of times the things that we like to do are very expensive, like going to the casino, smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, going shopping, constantly traveling. Really evaluate if it's worth maintaining these expensive hobbies and habits. There are so many other hobbies, you guys, out there that can be just as fun and not nearly as expensive, and there's a lot of things you can do that are also just better for your health. Number 5, mindlessly spending instead of budgeting. Do you know the exact amount of money you need to pay your bills and support yourself, or do you just spend as you go? If you're not budgeting your expenses, chances are you're spending more than you need to. Budgeting is when you create a spending plan based on your income and your expenses. For instance, your budget might include a fixed amount of money for your essential expenses and then another specific amount for your non-essential expenses. Budgeting helps you be more intentional with your spending, and it also helps you see where you can cut down in your spending. Number 6, making your daily life too costly. There really shouldn't be a need to spend money every day, but I know a lot of us do. I used to have a habit of buying a large coffee and a bagel every single morning when I was in college. And I would also buy lunch every single day. And somehow I would manage to spend money later in the day. Also, I would do some online shopping, you know. I'd go on Amazon because it's just so easy to buy things on there. And if I wasn't on Amazon, I was on some clothing website, you know, to de-stress. And if I wasn't online shopping, sometimes I would go to Walmart or Target and just buy random things. And a lot of us tend to do this every single day. Like, it seems kind of harmless in the moment because it doesn't seem like you're spending a lot of money, but it adds up over time. You need to be very self-aware of your spending. If you're buying things every single day, it's probably the reason you're not able to save as much money as you wish you could. Number 7, not knowing how to manage extra money. Anytime we have extra money, you know, money we didn't account for, our initial impulse is to go spend it all. Especially if you're not used to having money, you're just gonna wanna go spend it. You're gonna wanna go treat yourself, but really it would probably be more effective for you to use that money instead to pay off a debt, for instance, put it in your savings, or I don't know, invest it. I would argue that these are better forms of self-care than just going out and buying some materialistic item that is only going to bring you a temporary high. Number 8, prioritizing the wrong things. So being financially responsible and saving money isn't something that comes easy. It definitely takes a lot of effort, and it does come with sacrifices. If you want to have enough money for a down payment on a home, or to upgrade your car, or to go on a vacation, you will need to cut down on some of life's pleasures, like going out with your friends every Friday, you know, buying all the clothes that you want, eating out all the time. But just remember that it doesn't have to be like this forever. If you really want to make the most out of your money, you really need to make sure that your lifestyle and your actions match that of a person who is financially responsible. Continuously remind yourself of all the goals you're going to reach with the money you're going to save to keep yourself motivated. That is all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys found this video useful, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!